Hello all and welcome to video classes by Konnur Institutes. Today we will be discussing the next point, which is the consumer's budget. In the last class we have discussed ordinal utility analysis. I hope you all remember, right? So what all did we discuss in the last class is the indifference curve. Okay, so we have seen the features of the indifference curve, wherein the indifference curve will be always convex to the origin and it doesn't intersect or it doesn't cross, wherein that tends to happen only in the perfect field but not in the normal life, right? So, and another one wherein we have seen perfect substitution, right? Even we have discussed about the MRS, marginal rate of substitution. Today's topic is the consumer's budget. So before we understand what is this consumer's budget, let's understand the assumptions which are made by the economist for our better understanding of the consumer budget. So first assumption is that consumers have a fixed income to buy goods. Okay, so that's the first assumption the economists have made. So when we change the income, the results may vary. So that's the reason why the economics tend to keep these assumptions in the first place. So we here consider that the consumers have fixed income. Second, the consumption bundle that are available to the consumer depends on the prices of two goods and the income of the consumer. So consumption of bundle, we have already talked about this, right? What is bundle? Bundle is the composition of two different kind of good. We have discussed about it, right? The X1 and X2. Okay, so this makes a bundle. We have already talked about pizza and the coffee, right? Composition of one pizza and 20 cups of coffee. That's the bundle. Okay, so here how the consumer is choosing, how he is choosing or how he is selecting these bundles is based on two factors. One is the price factor, price of these two goods, two different goods, and second is his income. Okay, so if the price of these goods are reasonable, then what he does, he tends to go and buy those goods and services. And if it fits into his income or if it fits into his budget, then he will make his mind to buy those goods. So that's the second assumption. Third assumption is that consumer buy only those bundles which cost less than or equal to her income. Okay, so we have talked this bundle, right? So this bundle, consumer buys this bundle only when it is less than or equal to his income. Then itself he goes and buys this bundle. Otherwise, if it is more than his income, does he ever try to take risk to buy those goods? No. So that's the reason the bundle is being bought only when it is less than or equal to his income. So these are the three basic assumptions for us in our this topic, consumers budget. Okay. So let's understand what is M. Okay, they have given M. They have called some P1, X1, P2, X2, right? So let's understand what these codes refer as, and then we can talk in detail. Okay, M refers to the money. Okay, so we have made first assumption, right, wherein the income of the consumer is fixed. So that's what is talking about here. Then we are talking about X1, which is the good. Okay, so we are calling it here as mangoes. X2, this is the second different good which we are calling it as oranges. Then what is this P1? P1 is the price for mango. Okay, for X quantity we can say. Then what is this P2? P2 is the price wherein we are paying it for X2. Okay, so when we are composing a bundle consists of X1 and X2, right? So this is mango and this is orange. So we have this quantity. Maybe I can say I have 1 dozen as a quantity. Okay, so I call it as 12 units. 12 units is the quantity. So when we are buying, we have to buy for a value, right? So what is that value? That is P1 and P2. So I am paying P1 to get this 12 units of mangoes. I am paying this P2 to get 12 or X2 of oranges. Clear? So this is called as the bundle. Next, we have something called as budget line and budget set. What is this budget set? Budget set is the set of bundles wherein consumer is tend to buy. Why we are calling it as budget set? Because those are goods and services. The composition of bundle, okay, different composition of bundles. That's the composition wherein a consumer is tend to buy, because those bundles are lying on or less than or on or below his budget. For example, here we can say, we can just take an example here for your better understanding. Okay, I have given you rupees 20. Okay, this is your budget. Imagine, okay, this is your budget. And each unit of mangoes and each unit of oranges cost you 5 rupees. Okay, so how many combination of bundles are you going to make? One combination is 0, wherein you are not buying. Okay, second combination is, this is mango, okay, this is orange. Second combination is, you are not buying mango but you are buying one orange. Okay, this is the second combination. So you can make combinations, right? Max to max is that you can buy 4 oranges or 4 mangoes. Can you go beyond this? No, right? So this is the point wherein, okay, sorry, this is the point where a consumer can use his budget maximum. See, 4 oranges but no mangoes. This is one combination, okay, 4, 0. Next, here in this point you are buying 3 units, okay, 3 units of oranges and 1 unit of mango. Here you are buying 2 oranges and 2 mangoes. Here you are buying 1 orange and 3 mangoes. Here no oranges but you are buying 4 mangoes. See, here I have told each unit costs 5 rupees. So 4 into 5 becomes 20. Yes, this is the budget. You cannot go beyond this. Can you buy 5? No, that cost extra more 5 rupees, right? So 5 is an impossible thing for a consumer. So here it becomes 20 rupees. Here 3 5s are 15. 15 plus 5 becomes 20. So 2 and 2 becomes 4, right? 5 2s are 10 and 10. Here it is 20 again. So this is the portion, we call it as a budget set. Okay, the area on or below the line is called as the budget set, because this is the area wherein he can buy goods and services, because these are different set of bundles. He can buy 3 oranges and no mangoes. That's also one possible way, right? He can even buy 1 mango with the 2 oranges. Even this is also possible because this comes under his budget line. So that's the reason. This is the reason wherein we call it as the budget set, and this is the line we call it as the budget line. Okay. So how this budget line is being expressed in P1 and X1? Okay. We are expressing it as P1 X1 plus P2 X2, which is less than or equal to M. Why we are saying it here as M is because this is the budget of a consumer. He cannot go beyond this. Can he go and buy here 3 and 3? 3 and 3 becomes 3 into 5 becomes 15. 15 plus 15 becomes 30. But his budget is 20. So that's the reason the beyond area, the area beyond this line doesn't come under the budget set. So that's the reason we express it as less or equal to the M. So this P1 and X1, P2 and X2, this is the X1 and this is X2. Okay, this is mangoes and this is oranges. So the combination, the bundle, okay, the combination of 2 different goods and services makes the bundle. So what he is doing, he is buying the goods and services which are set within his fixed income. So he is not going beyond. Let's take an example another wherein we can spend 40 rupees. Okay. Before it was 20 rupees. Now we have budget line as 40 rupees. Now you can make an understanding, right? So when we have increased from 20 to 40, he can go and purchase beyond this. This makes 20, okay, 25, 30, 7 becomes 35 and 8 becomes 40. So 8 till 8, okay. So now his budget line will be this. You understand, right? Before, when the budget was 20, he could have bought all those goods which are falling in this area. But when we have set his budget to 40 rupees, now you can see the area has enlarged. Okay, it has been increased. Now the consumer can buy all those goods and services, all the combination of bundles which are falling or which are coming under this area. And when we are again talking about this area, this is the area wherein he cannot buy any of the goods, okay, because that's beyond his budget. So that's the budget line and the budget set. Okay, next we have something called as consumer budget constraint. Okay, this formula wherein this line is expressing, right? So this line is P1 Px1 plus P2 X2, which is less than or equal to M. So this formula or this equation is called as consumer budget constraint. Why we are calling it as consumer's a budget constraint is because he is only set his budget to buy within or on this line. He is not meant to buy any of the goods and services after this area. So that's the constraint where he is stopping, okay, which is the line where he is stopping his combination of goods and services. Next we have P1 X1 plus P2 X2 is equal to M. This can be expressed as X2 is equal to M divided divided by P2 minus P1 divided by P2 x1. How we are expressing this? If you make a rough note, you can easily solve this. Okay? So what is the equation? First equation, P1 x1 plus P2 x2 is equal to m. So if you send this P1 x1 to that side, it becomes P2 x2 is equal to m minus P1 x1. Okay? So now what we are doing? We are just keeping this x2 here, and this P2 is being sent to the RHS. So x2. So what is the relation between this P2 and x2? Here we have multiplication relation. So this multiplication, when we send this side, it becomes m divided by P2 minus P1 x1 divided by P2, which we already got this. So when there is an equation which is derived, this is also called as the consumer's buying constraint or the budget constraint, or even we can call it as the budget line or the budget set. Okay? So I hope this is clear. And what is this m divided by P2 and m divided by P1? See, this is the point, and this is the point wherein we were talking about the budget we have fixed as 20 rupees. Okay? So this is the line wherein m divided by P2 and this is the m divided by P1. Why we are talking about this is because this is the last point for the consumer to buy the good. He is not going beyond this. If he goes beyond this, what happens? Extra unit which cost 5 more rupees for him, but his budget is just 20 rupees. So this is the maximum point wherein a consumer can reach. And here this is the maximum point wherein he can reach to buy oranges. He cannot go beyond this. So the budget line, this is the budget line which is intercept on the horizontal vertical at the point m divided by P2 or m by P2, and budget line which is vertically intercepting at the point m by P1. Okay, why we are calling it as intercepting is because in our previous classes we have already seen so many graphs wherein we will be saying intersecting, right? But intersecting and intercepting are two different areas, right? Intersecting means that intersects between each other and then they again diverts. Okay, they heads into their normal way. But intercept is the point wherein it stops or it tends to divert its normal position. That's the reason why we call it as the horizontal intercept at the point m divided by P2 and vertical intercept at the point m divided by P1. I hope we have understood better the consumer's budget, wherein we have discussed about the budget set, right, and the budget line. In the next class, we will be discussing more on the next topic, which is the price ratio and the slope of the budget line. Thank you.